Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me on this magnificent day here in Santa Barbara, California. I don't know where you're watching this from, but I hope that you're all comfortable and eager to hear what's coming next. And your being here gives me the opportunity to say, welcome to the Advancement Center, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles. I say this every Sunday, and every time I say it, it's just that much more exciting. I have a question. Are you prepared to alter your personal assessment of what is possible and what is impossible? And are you willing to let go of performing in the way that has been passed down for generations? What a question. There is always a new adventure in store for everyone. And as you celebrate, you will find that the adventure begins in a very realistic way. All that you feel will be excitement, and there will be a solid function in place to bring in the reality that seems to have eluded you for many years. The simplicity with which all your energies come together will now open the way to an adventure that is exciting and productive all at the same time. As you experiment, you will progress, and what you see now will be totally different to what you see in the very near future. There is another way for you to experience every part of your life, and you do not need to find it. It is with you, and you will know when it kicks in and completely changes your life. I love those words. They're wonderful. I just misplaced something. Oh, yes. Last Sunday, I had the honor of displaying books written by Robert Young. I highlighted There Is Another Way and read this potent message. Since that broadcast, there have been an overwhelming request to share another one of Robert Young's books. Please note that The Magic of Life, volumes 1 and 2, have been wonderfully recorded and read by David Best. And you can find them on YouTube. Today, I have chosen your personal supercomputer as my gift to you. And this is what Robert wrote. In the front piece of the book. He said, "This book was inspired by the general observation of what people demonstrate to one another every day. It has been prepared as a gift to every person on earth in reflection of the great abilities and resources available to humanity. With respect and honor, I now invite you personally to enjoy the revelations and jump into that world of magic and miracles that you have demonstrated since childhood. Love and harmony, Robert. The words coming from Robert are always so gentle, loving, and you listen not with your ears, but your heart. Back in 2014, I wrote the newsletter accompanying Robert's presentation. And here it is. Welcome to our extended family of readers. Many of you have been reading Robert's writings for years, and others have just heard Robert for the first time as he was interviewed by Lelu Mace this past June. Now, this was in 2014, long time ago, nine years ago. And during the interview, Lelu held up a slim book called Your Personal Supercomputer, a handbook for the future. Robert wrote this while still in Australia, and it has given rise to today's newsletter. Working with Your Personal Supercomputer was read, recorded, and recognized because of its relevance, urgency, and importance to humanity. Each one of us will be nodding in agreement and happy to read these words that validate us all. Now, awakening and accessing the magic of our own personal supercomputer, we find that we are able to rise above the same distractions that used to take us off course. Robert's words acknowledge our inner knowingness. This allows the shedding of layer upon layer of false filters and beliefs that have been formed by circumstances that are no longer a part of our reality. We must honor the magic of life, each other, and ourselves. Robert and I send you love and harmony. And I signed it, Barbara. Now, these are Robert's own comments about his own book. Chapter 1. All of your experience has to this point been preparing you for the development of your life into the excellence for the next 1,000 years. Your enthusiastic awareness of the fact that there is much more available to humanity than has been expressed by the most advanced teachers in our society will now become a reality as you adventure into a world that is so close to you that you are not even aware of its presence. Technology has captured our imagination and has taken us to where we feel more comfortable and more like being the being that we expect to be on this earth. Our communication is easy. Our transportation has accelerated to where the world is a small place, and our home appliances take away the time consuming tasks of maintaining our everyday life. We have created an extremely good copy of the world of our imagination, and we now venture into space to continue on another front. Many of us are in awe of our progress and sometimes find that it surpasses our own capability. When we look beyond technology, we are not able to remove ourselves from the framework of technology without introducing another set of structures that have been conveniently placed in our knowing to capture the transition. You can move from technology to spirituality or belief, and then on to science and back to the supernatural with all its aspects and connections to science and belief. Then there is nature and spirit and so on, but there is no opening for the unknown and its brilliance in your life. To create an opening for the unknown in our lives, we have pointed to various events in life and described how the action of your personal supercomputer takes a step beyond technology and creates what is seen as miracles in our lives. In the introductory mini book, Your Personal Supercomputer, we have opened the vision of a distinct possibility that we are missing what is sitting right in front of us. And now we will go further and demonstrate what is not only possible, but what is our next step in the evolution of humanity, both on and beyond the physical plane. And this is what it says when you open your book to chapter 1. Our personal supercomputer is an integral part of our being that manages the many mysteries of life and the incredible events that often come out of nowhere. With the advancement of humanity, we are now ready to introduce the extended capabilities of our personal supercomputer and highlight its practical advantages in our everyday life. In each person, we have known from the beginning about the presence of something special and have all marveled at this. Hard to read my writing. at this superhuman performance by people in, oh, yes, in times of emergency is highlighted, and highly emotional coincidences. Now, you all know about those. When things are so heightened that nothing makes sense, and all of a sudden, a little old lady picks up a car to save a child, or a child runs into a brick wall, falls down unscathed, gets up, and runs to play. These are miracles. These are not controlled by logic or a belief. They are evidence of your personal supercomputer guiding you, always with you. And it's time that we recognize, appreciate, and celebrate. It's yours. We're just letting you know about it. Now, he goes on to say, when we refer to your personal supercomputer, we are stepping beyond the limits of general knowledge and into the natural knowledge that resides in everyone. The superintelligence that is available to everyone needs stimulation before it will show itself. And it is our intention to reveal what has been lost to humanity for many thousands of years and what has been held in the ethers awaiting collection by those who are ready to live with magic and miracles. As we proceed, we remind everyone of the natural tendencies of children and their complete knowing about fairies and magic wands. From this, it is obvious that their recent exposure to magic in the form of fairies and other phenomenon that are beyond our reach renders them different in more ways than we care to admit. In recent times, many publications of amazing revelations and performances from children tend to lean towards the fact that there is more to our origin than we have ever considered, and the children are here to demonstrate the new reality. This, however, leaves us with the question, what have we missed? And what are we missing now? Unfortunately, we as a species are self-regulating, and we have everything laid out for us so that we not only follow the unwritten laws of restriction, but we police one another to make sure we all follow suit. This results in the creation of many laws and beliefs that restrain us and take away from the knowledge that we are unique and able to live beyond the framework of limitation. In fact, we use the greatest skill available to us to create situations that prove we cannot create anything without some special assistance from someone or something that we cannot find. It happens so often. Now, to step past all this, all we need is the revelation of our own personal computer and the knowledge that it is not fooled by anything that we may or may not create. It is another part of us that is completely tied to nature and the creative process of the universe. It easily deals with science and technology and will change process and chemistry at a moment's notice. The very fabric of life is in the hands of each person's personal supercomputer. All things can and will be changed as you step forward and observe with the knowing that there is no limit to what can happen around you, be it local, at a great distance, or in another realm. And then he goes on to say, contrary to most beliefs, there is no need to learn anything to gain access to your personal supercomputer. And there is no need to unlearn anything to see it operate in your life. Belief and learning go hand in hand to keep you busy enough to neglect the observation that is needed to direct your personal supercomputer, to be the keeper of your well-being. In its process of taking snapshots of things that need to be handled outside of your conscious living process, your personal supercomputer does not need belief and does not need training. Your awareness is all that is needed to start the process, and from then on, the superintelligence of your being spreads into the world and manipulates reality itself to maintain your safety. When we talk about awareness, there is an extremely broad definition required. Awareness covers everything, from keeping your eyes open to being aware of what is correct, incorrect, or false, and it encapsulates being aware of what is possible and what is not possible, to the extent that it is able to change what you see and make the impossible possible, even when you have no real access to anything that could make this happen. Awareness also means that you allow yourself to see from another part of your being and allow your body to know what you could never know. The list can go on, but the simplicity of what we are introducing is the fact that nothing is impossible and nothing is controlled by the patterns that have been taught to everyone over the ages. The broad intelligence and the obvious magic that is displayed at random times in everyone's life can now be expressed as a common factor under the control of each unique personal supercomputer. This enables the realization of something new in everyone's life, and as a result, a freedom to express the real power of each person's personal supercomputer as a personal tool in his or her world of magic and miracles. Yeah. The next step is to look at the practical applications that are available for direct access in our everyday life and start to practice until the reality becomes a part of our life. There will be a small set of exercises to satisfy the needs of those who feel they need to learn. But there is no need to do anything once you are aware of what the exercises are about. And then, oh my, this is so rich. And it gives me such pleasure to share Robert's words with you. He goes on to say the main part of our exercise is the introduction of this powerful attribute to your conscious mind and the gradual insertion of the subtle needs of the personal supercomputer as it goes about directing the universal acceptance of phenomena that are outside the generally accepted actions in the physical world. It is best that we leave the detail for a moment. Just know your personal supercomputer is active at all times and can deliver many things to you throughout the days that are not so obvious at first inspection. The number of times you walk without running into things that have been moved, or you put things down without looking, or have no need to pay attention to how you drive from one place to another when you are concerned about something else, are not even considered or special or considered special until you stop and consider what must have gone into the whole exercise. All this can be extended simply by being aware that it is all happening. If you know you have something available, you will find that you start to use it in places that you never thought of before. Every movement has a subtle action that can be registered or forgotten, and it is our intention to have it registered so that there is no need to be conscious of what is being done whenever you instigate a movement. The more you register, the more your personal supercomputer has available to absorb in the high level instruction language. Your awareness of the field around you will become a real factor in everything you do. If you take on the task of being aware and allowing your personal supercomputer to take it up and include it in everything you do, the field around you will become alive and will communicate everything you could possibly imagine about the physical and the non-physical together with its expected actions and intentions. I had to read that entire piece to you to realize what you already have. And can call on at any time. Here are a few examples of your personal supercomputer. Did you ever have a knowing that you can't explain? Consider all the events that everyone speaks about as a miracle. In other words, cannot be explained. And when explained, still hard to believe. Read this book. It's on Amazon. And if you email me, I can direct you to my website where it is posted. It's like having a miracle in your pocket. An explanation of miracles in your life. For instance, I know my personal supercomputer led me to meet Robert halfway around the world. Now, on a completely different avenue, I love to create, to crochet, to assemble, to bring together. Creating Afghans is a joy for me. In fact, I have a book of Afghans and their happy owners. And I love adding to that all the time. I see the Advancement Center and its growth as a creation, a manifestation of love, magic, and miracles, alive and active here on Earth, a continuous reunion of our original family, which is why I welcome all of you all the time. Now, today we are celebrating a double birthday, Kathleen and Tim. Each has brought their gifts, and we wish them the best. Kathleen traveled to Scotland a few years back to find Adrian, her love. In fact, their wedding took place right outside here at the Advancement Center. Yesterday, Adrian transmitted his love via his broadcast. And we cannot acknowledge and welcome every word he says more than we have. We're so glad Adrian is part of us. As you can imagine, we've been texting back and forth happiness and joy and wishing everyone happy birthday, and we're all experiencing the celebration. And I hope you're catching the flavor of all of this. So, to each and every one of you online right now or sometime in the future, we welcome you. And we acknowledge that your personal supercomputer led you to us. And now it's that time to speak about my experience Thursday night in art class. And here it is. Hey, wait a minute. Yeah. I enjoyed doing this, but the waterfalls of Mount Shasta, that was the subject of last week's painting, was quite a thrill. I posted on Facebook, and people I haven't heard from in years are saying, "Wow, Barbara." So that was exciting for me, as it is exciting every time I have the opportunity to speak directly to you. And now I wish you a most perfect life. Enjoy perfect health and know your future is arriving filled with magic and miracles. Thank you for joining me. I am Barbara.